The I think we all touched on something kind of interesting. One of the things I'm always fascinated about is curiosity, um, and how curiosity, drives a sort of an incessant need and desire to learn more. One of the things I try to reconcile with AI that can always be a bit confusing is
Yep.
we sort of strip out the human element when we talk about AI, but the quest for curiosity seems to necessitate the involvement of the human. And it
That's
seems like we just try to layer on machine learning as though machine learning is going to go and find this curiosity driven approach to A, finding problems, and B, solving it, when really the human is the integral part in the entire chain.
that's a very interesting kind of what one might observe as sort of philosophical conflict. So, in the if humans, if one of the distinguishing properties is curiosity, and one of the principles of AI seems to be to build intelligence, how do you resolve those two things? And I think that the resolution comes only when we start to admit that um, more sophisticated versions to answers of the question, like do airplanes fly, do submarines swim, and do they fly in the same way that we understand how we first thought about flying? Icarus flying too close to the sun and the wax on his feathers melted, for example, or submarines don't seem to have any fins to move about, and to propel them, for example. And I think that the more sophisticated version of that emerges in some of the modern conversations that impinge on philosophical things. Good examples are consciousness, for example. And so many AI people will say, "Oh, well, we're years and years and years and years away from understanding consciousness." Um, the reality is, from the mechanical, formal point of view, we already understand that. We can build machines that have representations of themselves, and they can be queried to say, "Why did you do this?" Some of that is inspectable, but whether it's inspectable has to do with the machinery and the resources you produce, not whether consciousness is available or not. So I think curiosity is the same thing. Is what we observe as consciousness and curiosity in humans may just not turn out to be implemented the same way in the abstraction of intelligence. That's all. Not that it's not important, which is perhaps the most important thing, is that those things are important, but they needn't appear or manifest in the same way that they do in the things we observe. For example, flying birds.